Hey everybody, I'm Rob Freeman, and today we're answering the question, what is vicarious liability? Well, vicarious liability is a fundamental concept in risk transfer. And the word vicarious means taking the place of another. And you might hear the word vicarious used like, I'm living vicariously through somebody else, or in my case, like I have a friend who has a Tesla Model S and I don't have one, so I have to listen and live vicariously through him when he tells me about how awesome and fast this car is, right? But vicarious liability in the world of risk transfer is different. Vicarious liability can be created in any situation where one party is responsible for another party because that party is supposed to have control over what that other party does. So vicarious liability can be created in a few different ways. It can be created in an employee-employer relationship, or in like a parent-child relationship, or in a contract. And the contracts are most commonly the situations that we deal with respect to contractual liability in the world of insurance. And so an example would be like a subcontractor being hired by a general contractor to do a certain job. So say a general contractor hires a subcontractor to install some solar panels on a building, on a roof. And they sign a contract. The general contractor tells the sub to abide by the terms of the contract. And on the when the installation is happening, the general contractor doesn't show up, and the sub drops a panel and it injures someone on the ground and damages some property. In that situation, the general contractor could be held vicariously liable for the bodily injury and property damage that was caused by the subcontractor, because they were supposed to be in charge. They were supposed to be watching to make sure that the sub was doing what the sub was supposed to do from a safety standpoint. So the general contractor would normally have some sort of an indemnification agreement. As I mentioned, vicarious liability is a fundamental concept in risk transfer, and risk is usually transferred through some sort of a contract. But vicarious liability and risk transfer are really only one part of the overall cost of risk and approach to risk, of which insurance is one part, because you can agree to have another party take responsibility for your actions, but if that party doesn't have insurance or the right insurance, or if it's the work that you're doing or the situation is excluded, then that risk transfer is really not going to be worth anything. So anyway, that's a summary of vicarious liability and how it works in the world of risk transfer and insurance. If you have questions about that, about vicarious liability, or you know somebody who has questions about their insurance, schedule an appointment with me. I look forward to talking to you. And thanks again. I hope this is helpful, and have a great day.